Like some artists, I don't even see them doing thumbnails, so I guess it's a good habit to get into, right? I just feel like it's kind of taking up a little bit too much time for me doing the thumbnail as well, but okay, let's just start with our line of action. We're not going to do any warm-up, we're just going to go straight into it. Line of action. We're going to place our head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5. 3 immovable masses. 1, 2, 3, 4 is at the end of the pelvis. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5 is end of the kneecap. We're not doing a knight today. I want to do like a shepherd character. You know, now I think about it, the thumbnails are good. Because I'm thinking about if I did this exact same thing in the big one, the arms are where it really kind of like, I feel like the arms are the hardest part because like it's like, where do you know, you could have the arm go out like this, like this, like this. It's just so many. Which I actually think if you, that's I think why Bridgman says to start with the legs first. I'm like wondering, should I have like him holding a staff? But did you find someone to encourage today? You've been on a kick? I'm gonna be honest, I don't think so. I actually kind of forgot. A good thing you brought that up. I don't know how I'm gonna have, I don't know like what this guy should be doing, like, and I guess maybe he could be like planting seeds or something. Oh, that's maybe what we could do. Maybe he could have his arm like down, like with a like a big bag open. With like seeds in it. That's actually, well, that spot's actually where I live. Been like 2 weeks of sharing the love. It's good, man. Okay. I actually remember I did some drapery studies about like how like the robes actually go in, and there was like pivot points for the robe. Yeah, I remember like I did some drapery studies on like actually how like they did like the robe, and so they would do like they would have like a little rock right here, or they would use a robe pin, and so then all like the drapery would come off of that, like all of the lines would like come off of that part, and it'd like go over like that, and then there would be another point of their belt right here, and what they would do is they would swing the robe under and then over and through into there, and then the robe would from that pressure point of like where the drapery like goes in, they would like push it down like that. It would like go down. Oh yeah, and then like I forgot you could have like the little like tassel things for the belt. I don't know about this arm right here. That looks a little janky. I kind of want to do like a staff, but like I always do that arm. That's the thing. I always like literally do the arm that just goes out and he's just holding like a staff or something. So I'm like trying to think of like a different arm to do. So we got the deltoid, the bicep. You go in, that's the forearm. I don't really know how that hand's gonna go, but it's gonna go somewhere in there. And I guess this is just gonna be like a bag of seeds or something. This is the deltoid, this is the bicep, that's the forearm, elbow's right there, we got the hand. This is going to be like the seed that's getting grown out of here. I guess maybe this will be like a, maybe I'll do a floating Bible right there. Like the seed is like the word of God, like I always do. I'm gonna just do the same things. I don't know if I'm gonna put a bike on this one. Maybe we should put a bike on this one. Generally what I do is I just either put the bike on the side. It's actually very hard to draw people on bikes. By the way, if you notice why I always just put the bike on the side is because it's like kind of hard to like, it's actually hard drawing people on bikes. I have done some people on bikes, but that's like a little like patch. That's his latissimus dorsi. This is part of his pec. Now see, generally I put the bike over here, right? But I'm trying to grow the plant right there, so I'm gonna just put the bike right here. It's so cheesy. I don't even. Maybe I should just do just the character, but like, I don't know. The bike's just so. It kind of like, it's kind of fun for me to draw the bike. So what I do with the bike is I take this proportion right here. Generally, if you see, we can actually see that video right there. We can see some proportion right there. Generally, it's about, the wheel's about as big as their, up to their, basically their knee. Let me see my bike. It's about their knee. The wheel's about generally to their knee, and that's basically that big, the big point of reference that I try and make. And generally it's like 3, go like that. This guy can have like a flatland bike. And you can have like a bird or something on there. Like a raven. I mean, I guess we did do the raven the other day. Could do another one. Maybe a squirrel this time. I mean, we could have the raven going this way too. Actually, I don't even know if I'm going to do it. And that's the thumbnail right there, I think. Let's put this little cross up in here. Do 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 do. Fall down. Okay, let me put some other music on. Okay, let's see here. Huh. What's this? Music and ambience. Okay, here we go. Let me see. I think the hard part's going to be this bag thing. What is that? And I actually don't know how we're going to place this on the page too. I don't know if we should have it over here on this side or just like in the middle. I mean, I'm going to have to have it, I guess maybe in the middle because the bike's going to be right there, but all right, well, there's our thumbnail. Let's see if we can, how long did that take? I think that took 20 minutes. Yeah, this thumbnail took 20 minutes. Holy moly. I mean, I guess that's a fair amount of time. Trying to get it situated on this so we could also see what we're doing too. Okay, everybody. Anybody that's watching these things? Let us begin. Now these ones are a little bit less abstract just because we're doing the drapery. That's actually why I like doing night so much, is because there's a lot more abstraction in it. Once we add in like a robe or drapery and stuff like that, it's definitely more, we kind of know what we're dealing with. So let us begin. Actually, I'm going to do the little rough layout with this pencil because this pencil's easier to erase. So we're just going to let us get our figure situated in here. But the hard part is going to be able to fit this bike on this edge of this paper while getting this figure in here at this, you know. And also now I'm actually looking at it, what's actually going to be hard as well, because if I draw this figure right here, his hand might be right in this thumbnail. I mean, I might push this on a little bit more on the side then, and maybe push that bike a little bit that way. I could do it that way as well. Just roughly gauge our proportions. Seven and a half. I think that might work right there. Let's go for it. The head proportion's the big one. That's all I'm trying to kind of go for, mainly. And the bike might be right on the edge, right? If that is. The bike might be kind of off the page, but I also want to keep this a little bit because I'm probably going to erase that and put the verse right there. Alright, let's begin. Okay, let's do this. Let's go. Using our broad side of our pencil, start with the head. Just kind of flowing with it. With our gauge right here. 1, 2, 3, 4 is at the end of the pelvis. We're going to think about these as blocks. Show you, we're going to just cut that in half real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. These blocks wedged together. We're going to split that in half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 and a half. That's the end of the kneecap. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I actually got that wrong. See, good thing I actually looked at that. I actually look at I missed that mark right there. It's actually right there. Should be at the end of the kneecap, right about there. Now there's this muscle. I don't know what this muscle is actually called, but I know that there's a muscle from right here. It goes down like that, and then it like kind of like indents, and then goes in like right there into that knee right there. Same with right here. This is where actually the lats go right there. These are the obliques right here. And then there's a muscle that actually connects, I'm pretty sure, like right there. And it like goes out and then in. Okay, let's do this the shin bone as a point of as a landmark point. And it's going to be curved down. Butter. I don't know if that's really working out, but oh well. I feel like I'm scrunching it up. One, two, that is the base. That's the landmark for the end of the breast, pelvic. No, not pelvic. What's it called? The pecs. Yeah, the pecs. This is where our deltoid sits. We're gonna throw this into a block. Darn, I think it. Let's just keep going. Let's keep scribbling this thing out. The bicep, the forearm, maybe the hand. This is going to be the weird bag thing. Yep, deltoid, bicep, forearm, elbow. I got that forearm wrong, but okay, so from here we can work on our landmarks for our drapery. Landmarks for the drapery are point of, it's the point of weight, the weight distribution of where everything is getting like either tucked in, there's something on top of it. From here we're either going to have a, the point of reference for the drapery on this figure in particular is going to be a rock. There's going to be a rock right here with a rope on top of the rock. This is where he has draped his, it's called a, it's basically, you can use a rock for a pin for the drapery, for the robe. From this point of reference we can know that since he has this all scrunched up right here, this is going to go over. We're gonna take it a little bit above the shoulders, kind of sweeping it down and under, over the deltoids. Now the second landmark for the drapery Now you can figure out where I've learned this is actually from watching videos on how to make a cape, or no, how to make a robe out of a woolen blanket, which you can make a robe out of a woolen blanket. The second point of reference to make the robe out of the woolen, basically sheet, it's actually a sheet like this. Let me draw it with this one so I can erase it. So this robe is actually a giant piece of, it's actually a giant piece of woolen. It's basically like a wool blanket. What they do is they take this wool blanket and they put a rock about right there, right? They take this point and this point and they push this over in here and they tie it into this wool blanket. So this is where that is getting tied into right there. And then what they do with these points right here is they bring those in, and then this is actually the belt right here. And actually this is, I actually got that wrong. It's actually more like this. It's actually a bigger wool blanket. I actually did that. It actually should be like that big. And they bring that in like that. And then they take these points right here, and then this right up in here, this goes up in there, and they fold it in, and then it folds in on itself, and then it goes down like that, and then that's what gives that part of that robe at the bottom. It sounds weird, probably doesn't make any sense, but you can look it up. You can look up how to make a robe out of a single piece of a woolen blanket, and that's what they do. So from this diagram right here, we can figure out that our second point of reference for the drapery is going to be, or like, I guess like, it's not the reference point, but it's like the pivot point, and it's going to be a rope belt. So we're going to make sure that this is like a rope belt, you know. And so just like this, where we take that one and bring it in, it actually goes over, and sometimes it actually, so you can see it right there. Wait, I got confused up in here. Okay, so yeah, so it goes up in here. So this goes down and it goes in like this. It goes over the shoulder, in like that. Boom. That's a very important part, because from this part, this gives us the reference point for how the robe is going to go down. And then from this, it's kind of easy. We just push that over on the side of the leg right there. And that's how we draped this figure. Sorry, I apologize if I say anything wrong. I'm just like trying to speak what I'm thinking about in my mind. This is stuff that you learn in figure drawing. If you go into, actually, this is stuff that you learn in the very last segment of Bridgman's book on how to construct a figure. Now he goes into a whole bunch of different other stuff. If you go into the last segment of how to construct a figure in Bridgman's book, the last chapter is actually how to drape a figure. And he goes into a whole bunch of other stuff because there's a lot of other folds. Now how Bridgman taught a lot about how his folds are is he has different types of folds. There's like an interlock fold. There's like folds of, like, say, even just pants. I mean, even look at this right here. See how this is right here, and then see how all this is getting scrunched up? Well, why is that getting scrunched up? It's getting scrunched up because this is getting sewn in right here, and this is bigger than this part. So this part actually has all these folds, and that's basically what this is happening right here. It's getting all scrunched up right here, and then this is what's causing all these folds to come out. What's up, D. Greggs TV? Dude, thank you, man. I'm gonna start raiding you, man. I'm gonna have to start helping out some more believers. I appreciate it. Now, let's see here. I kind of want to like put some like beads on that guy. Drop in some seeds. Okay, so from this segment of this, of what we have done right here. And I'm actually confused a little bit right there, because I actually think, okay, so if this goes down, and see how there's that little reference point right there? I actually think it has to go down and actually swoops back over like that and into there, and that's what's creating that one over there. And it goes down, swoops up, and then swoops in like that. It looks really weird, but like that's how it is to make a woolen thing out of a single piece of woolen blanket. Okay, so from here, as we could do our halo thing. Okay, so from here, we're going to start working on, like, what I remember Brad Rigney saying is to work on the hardest parts first. The hardest part, depending on what you think is hard, right? But from what Brad Rigney said the head and the hands are generally the hardest parts of the thing. That's what we're going to try and do. Now, the reason why I actually used this pencil right here, like I've said many times earlier, is this pencil actually is very hard to erase. The very reason why people don't like these pencils is actually the very reason I like using these pencils. Now, this is a technique that I've actually I actually learned this from Long Beach, just because basically all my stuff got stolen. I had a lot of stuff stolen out there. Not all my stuff, but when I was living in my car. And some believers gave me some just regular colored pencils and stuff like that, so I just started using them. So it happens I just started adopting this style right here of using the very colored pencils that actually artists don't like using. And what I like about doing it, but here's the thing about here's the thing about using these pencils, right? This is just a regular, look at that, Crayola pencil, right? The thing about it is that if you mess up this constructive layer underneath it, it's very hard to change. So sometimes when you go for this thing right here, I basically can't really change too much in terms of this proportional grid, in terms of, you know, if I wanted to like make that head a little bit smaller, or I wanted to, like, you know, it's very, very hard to change it. But this is why we do thumbnails, this is why we do the proportional grid, and we make sure that we get our constructive layer as much as we can down. Because now when we go into our second layer is going to be this, you know, very, you know, just a mechanical pencil. You can use any mechanical pencil. A lot of artists actually don't like using mechanical pencils because they say, you know, you should be using actually a pencil like this, but a regular pencil, right? Now, why I like using the mechanical pencil is because it gives me this same edge, and it gives me the same edge of the edge that is like a pen. Because what started happening is when I started penciling, so say I don't have a regular pencil, but say I had a regular pencil, right? Like that was like sharpened like this, right? And I was like going in, and I used to do that, by the way. I used to do it like that. Well, then when I started inking, the thing is that if you don't use an ink pen, like a brush ink pen, it's hard to match that similar, line weight of what you're doing. And when I use a mechanical pencil like this, it gives me a consistent variable of the line weight. And that's kind of what I'm going for, because I noticed when I use a consistent variable of the line weight, when I go into inking something, it's easier for me to ink it because I already know that line weight's just kind of almost, it's very a controlled line weight, instead of using something like this where I could go in, right, you can actually see it right here, like see like how it goes from like right there. See how it goes like really thick to skinny right there? I probably make no sense at all, but that's what's going on in my mind, and that's why I started using it this way. Now the thing is, the other thing I want to say as well is that there's many different ways to do this. This is just the way that I started doing it, right? There's a lot of people that don't even do any of this stuff. Some people just use this, you know. Some people just go in with the ink. Some people don't even have to do any of this stuff. Some people literally go straight into inking and they don't even have to do the construction layer, right? But for me personally, like, if I don't do the construction layer, I end up getting frustrated. That's actually why I like doing this kind of step-by-step process, is because there's actually less frustration. The only problem with the less frustration method is that there's more things that you have to do, and it takes up more time. Sometimes when something takes more time, it kind of makes it a little bit more boring, right? Okay, so let's begin our second layer. And let me get another, oh, here it is. Now I'm gonna have this piece of paper. Now, you'll always see me like going like down, and every time I take my hand off of this pencil, I have to regain that edge. Now, this is actually another reason why people don't like using these pencils, is because generally if you're using a regular pencil, you don't have to keep finding that edge. But the thing is that I kind of find my edge by I keep just kind of like going like that, and I make that edge right there so it's nice and flat. This guy's a legend right here, Ruben Alcantara. Okay, so we're going to begin with this segment right here. Let me zoom it in. Oh darn, it's hard to like get it down. I'm not going to film. Let's just push that like that then. Okay, let me push this actually a little bit down so it's more in the frame. Okay. Well, you can get it really zoomed in if I get it down right. That good? Okay, yeah, that's good, right? Okay, so from this segment, we're going to get into a very important layer. Now, I want to have a word of warning on this layer right here. You only have a certain amount of attempts before this thing gets too muddied, or either you mess up the paper, or either you dig into the paper so much that it just like you can't, there's almost like a no return thing. But you do have a lot of tries. You probably have like maybe 10 tries or something, maybe even more than that. You probably have like 20 tries or something. But there does get to a point where you'll start doing it so much that it's almost like it's just so hard to like get back from it, unless you draw like really light. But if you notice how I draw, I actually kind of draw a little heavy-handed. Okay, let me charge my phone up. Okay then, let's do this. We're going to start on this portraits. Now the portraits are fun. This is where a lot of the character starts to emerge out, and sometimes we don't know what we're going to get up in here. So let us begin. We're going to begin by chopping this in half. Well, actually, let's get our other pencil out. Sometimes we can flip-flop as well with this pencil and this pencil. But we're going to just cut this in half real quick. So we know that that is a landmark of cutting it in half. Let's put a cross in there. Okay, boom. And those are just simple landmarks up in here. You know, you see that in most figure drawing stuff, that they're doing something like that. And since I took my hand off of that pencil, I'm going to go and use this again and regain that edge. So, let us begin. Let us just mess around. Now, what's really cool about this layer is, since this colored pencil is very hard to erase, that means that we can kind of just keep erasing it, and we know that our construction layer is still down on there. Let's just kind of begin. Generally, how I start is I like to start on this edge of this nose. And there's a lot of like different noses you could do. Generally like to do the eyebrow. We're gonna do the cheekbone. Now, why those cheekbones are actually those are actually a big landmark right there, is because if you see an underside of a skeleton, you know, you see the skeleton and it has like that little, like the eye sockets are right there. The cheekbone's a very big landmark. We have a lot of attempts, by the way, so we don't have to do everything perfect, but maybe this dude will have like a gnarly beard. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's see. What are the landmarks we're looking for? Another landmark is the end of this eyebrow right here. Kind of like goes in and then it goes, the cheekbone goes out. There's another landmark right there. Now another big landmark is right here. See how this square is right there? That's actually on the side of the forehead. And so another big one is, since we know that the eyeball, we put the eyeball right there, that the ear actually goes right there. Now the ear, there's actually multiple variations of the ear. You know, some people have square ears, some people have little ears. I mean, there's elf ears that you can even do. And generally the ear goes all the way from the top of that landmark of the eye into the landmark of that mouth. I'm trying to think, what kind of hair should this dude have? Trying to think, what should this dude have on top of his head? Should this dude just be bald? Huh. Could he be wearing a little hat or something? I don't know, like, you know? And this is the point of what do you want to put on that? You know, it's like playing an RPG game at this point. It's like, what do you want to... Should this dude be wearing? Should he have hair? Like, you know, I guess we can maybe try some hair. Just maybe, I don't know if I'm actually going to do the hair, but I'm just... Like wild man. That's actually weird. He doesn't have a mustache. Oh, I messed that up. Oh well, maybe he'll have just an Amish. This dude's an Amish beard. We're going Amish, bearded out, I guess. Let's just go for it then. And that's the thing. I wasn't thinking about that. He actually should have. But I put that lip, and so that's the other thing. It's either, do you want to do the lip or do you want to do the do you want to do the mustache? I guess this dude right now has an Amish beard. Oh well, we're gonna just go for it. I don't know. I actually kind of don't like. Maybe I should change it. Oh well, we're just gonna. Oh screw it. We're gonna just go for it like that then. Okay. Now the eyes are hard. You generally have a lot of hard trouble with the eyeballs. They're in there, but Very little. This dude looks crazy. What in the world? You look like a wild man, dude. Just straight up. Almost got some dwarven traits to him. The dwarven traits. Let me put on another BMX video since this one's over. Okay, let's see here. What should we watch? Let's just be. Another. Huh. Come on. Give me a. I want to watch a Flatland BMX video. What's a Flatland video that's like long? Let's see here. Oh wait, we can watch this one. Okay, zoom this picture out. We'll have a little bit of fun. Let's put this halo on here. I just messed it up right there, but it's okay. Okay then. So since we have this part somewhat completed, scribble in a little bit more, put a little bang right there. Actually emphasize a little bit more of this cheekbone. Kind of match that one. See that little nudge right there? Now what we're also trying to think of is while we're drawing this portrait, we should try and think about the skull underneath it as well, you know? And that's the interesting thing. We all have different features, right? Different varieties of noses, you know, round noses, long noses, big eyes, small eyes, you know, beards, no beards, but what is underneath the construction of it all? It's a human skull. The skull is the landmarks of the cheekbones, the eyes, the forehead, this line right here. Even the ear of where where these connective tissues go inside and insert themselves and connect themselves into the human skull. Okay, so let us move on. So from here, we're going to get into working on this hard part right now. Let me push it over here. Actually, let me push it out so we can hit kind of a better little, there we go, probably better. Okay, so from here, now I don't do this with every single one of my drawings, by the way. It's not like I always just do boom, 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 but it is, you know, it does make things easier. So from here, we're going to work on this hand. Now the hand, I basically have just learned from Bridgman. I mean, Bridgman, Villepeu, Glenn Villepeu, and it's not like I really understand the anatomy of the hand, but there are some big landmarks of the hand, just like the landmarks of the head, right? And the big landmark of the hand is to understand this. The hand is kind of like the shape of this, but it's like a shape. So if we think about like the graffiti element, but now how can we take this palm, because you know that's the palm, you know, and we could put, you know, 2 fingers right there, you know, like that. Boom. Put the pinky right there. Put the hand. You know, it's like boom. You know, you could just make a hand out of that. And these are just simple landmarks that we could do. But also, you know, from this same element, it's just like the graffiti element. It's like, how can we take this shape and throw it into different perspectives now, right? So now we could like put it like that. You know, we had the forehand like this. The middle finger, the ring finger. You know, we can have the pinky. You know, and since we know this landmark, you know, these are base landmarks, we can basically draw this hand in any single angle. But it's all about figuring out these big landmarks of how we construct that thing right there. Now, there is a lot of anatomy that goes into all this stuff, but I actually really don't know it too well. I just know that these things kind of, you know, that there's these landmark shapes, and you kind of just memorize it like that. And so from this one, if you can see, we have this construction layer of this hand underneath here. So from here, we actually, since we know that we have our ring finger, or no, that's actually the pointer finger. This is going to be the middle finger. We can have our pinky on the side, because you can imagine the pinky would probably be right there. And then we have our connecting thing of the forearm. I don't know if that's such a great hand or not, but you could think about it that way. Let's move on. I guess what we can do, you know, sometimes when we get to this segment right here, sometimes you want to draw down. Otherwise, you're going to have to keep putting something underneath your hand to so it doesn't smear. Okay, so let's do. Let's get into this a little bit. Put some like beads. Put a little cross right there. Now I actually don't know exactly all the muscles of the forearm, but like I know that there's some sort of muscle in there. I don't know what it's called, but I know it's like, there's actually a bunch of muscles in the forearm, but I know that there's some muscle. Okay, so from here, let's actually try and get this hand right here done. Let's move on to this one down here. Now, how are we going to do this one, right? Well, we already have kind of a base layer of this construction layer right here, right? So how can we take this construction layer and build and construct a figure on top of it? That is going to be the challenge. Will this be the pointer finger? Will this be the... will that be the pinky? That be the... And I totally messed that up right there. And that's the first time I erased it so far. Now I know like there's this weird elbow bone right there that kind of goes up in there. I don't know exactly what it's called, but This drawing's weird. The other thing is, I can erase all this stuff too. I'm trying not to erase as much as I can, but oh, this drawing's weird. I want to erase this and start over. Sometimes that's the other thing about this method, is sometimes it's like you kind of don't want to erase and just start over all the stuff that you just did. But sometimes it does kind of like force you to just kind of like, just whatever you get on there, you're just going to go with it. Okay, so let's just kind of have some fun. And I mean, at this point, you know, actually this is actually what I used to do. I actually used to start inking it right now. Maybe that's what I should do right now. I remember that is actually what I started doing to speed up my inks, is I would basically pencil in the hardest areas first, and then we would take our ink brush or pen, whatever you're using, and we'd actually just start inking it right away. Boo, 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 boo. And then we'd just freehand everything else. Maybe that's what we should do today. But the thing is, one of the reasons why I kind of stopped getting into the ink stuff is just because, like, if you mess up with this thing, it's very, very hard to. There's a lot of. This thing has caused me so much frustration right here. This pen right here, because basically, if you mess up, if I mess up all this, it's basically all this construction layer. Just boom! I just got to redo it, and it's kind of brutal. And you can do it the light box method, but lately we've been doing it this way, just because I like having this construction layer, because it really just shows that we've constructed it all. Okay, let's see here. Where are we going at? What are we doing? Okay, let's begin. So we're gonna start with this pivot point right here. Now this pivot point is actually a big indicator of what we're going to be doing up in here. And what this pivot point is it's actually the thing that is holding this drapery together, and it's getting held together by this piece of rope, and there's actually a rock underneath that piece of drapery. I actually didn't draw it very good, but then there's like a knot right there. Let's just keep going. So we know that this is going to be part of the tricep. It's going to be sticking out a little bit. And then you know that that's going to be going in. It's going to go into this pivot point right here. And I've also learned a lot of this from Jeff Watts, by the way. Jeff Watts is a very good instructor, and if you could take some of his classes, I highly recommend it. I mean, he has a lot of information on the internet as well, on his YouTube. But he's a very good figure constructor. But he also learned. He was actually a very inspired and learned a lot from Frazetta as well, which Frazetta learned from Bridgman. Okay, let's see here. Actually, I don't know about that line right there. It makes it look like he has a hunchback. We've erased 2 times. It's part of his beard. Okay, let's keep going. So now we're going to draw a part of this guy's deltoid. It's peeking through just a little bit. Now the deltoid does have three parts. We have the front delt. This is the front delt. Actually, no, I actually messed that up. It actually should be like that. There's a front delt, a side delt, and then a back delt. Like a vein in his arm or something. Kind of forgot you put veins and stuff. This is actually the tricep where it goes in right there. And I totally messed that arm up. Yeah, that arm's janky. Oh well. Okay, so we can actually still see our proportion grid right here, which actually I should have made it over a bit over here, a little bit more prominent. But see, we can take these measurements, boom, right there, right there, right there. Actually, why is that one right there? I actually might have messed that up right there. Look at that. I messed that up. Oh well, everybody's different. Everybody's different. So a big one right here would be 1, 2, that is the end of the pec right there. If we split that in half of the chest, it's the end of the pec right there. But then here's the other thing about the element of drapery, right? This is one piece of the drapery on top, which is his robe, right? But we can have there. I mean, there's endless possibilities of what we could have. And is he wearing armor underneath here? You know, what was the type of armor at the time? Is he wearing a breastplate? Is he wearing just a normal shirt? We really don't know, right? It's like kind of weird to think. It's like, but I'd like to think maybe just ripped and just like, let's see here. So we're gonna do that. So the end of the pelvis is right there. This is actually, oh wait, but then the drapery goes right there. So we'd maybe see a little bit of the lat. And this is all just like anatomy stuff. Okay, let's push this down over here. You know, I totally don't like that line right there. It's like very janky. I kind of want to redo this too. Let's maybe put like a little bit of it. And the other thing is, once I put in the pupils, like I always feel like I just like mess up the figure a lot of times. But darn it, I think I just messed it up right there. Figuring out a giant puzzle. Now here's the other thing is, how is this thing holding on? You know, how we have this giant, what is this? This is like the Sower thing. Now the thing is, we can open up reference as well. It's not like we have to. We've been doing a lot of this stuff basically just without reference, right? But the thing is that how we've learned to do all this stuff is from drawing, from reference. And the thing is that there is like, what is that called? It's a Sower belt thing. Sower bag for seeds. Images. I mean, let's look at that. See, I was kind of like thinking it would be something like that, right? Okay, so interesting. I mean, is it maybe like that? Does it have like a big strap on it or something? Okay, so yeah, so that's kind of what I was thinking about right there. That was kind of what was gonna go into my mind. Something like this. Let's observe. Why is that just like a basket thing? I mean, maybe we could have it like that. No, we'll just kind of have it like that. Maybe it'll be like, maybe a little bit more round. And then maybe this will be on a, like there might be a, like a strap, right? So should we put that in there? But that's going to be over on top of all the drapery, right? I think. Yeah. See, that's going to be over on top of all of that drapery like that. Interesting. We actually loosed out on some lead, so we're going to push that out. That's the back of that strap right there. And then we can also put like the strap, so this kind of looks a little weird, right? But what we could do is we can indicate that there's a strap right there by, you know, like putting a little rivet. And then also we could take our eraser. And that's actually something I didn't think about in the thumbnail. If you look at the thumbnail, actually that's something that we didn't indicate on how to do that. We're gonna do that actually. It's actually very interesting. Now there are some tangents, right? So what the tangent is that the tangent is when okay, so this would be like a tangent right here, right? Say I put a belt buckle right there, right? But what if the belt buckle intersected these two lines, right? It would like muddy it up. It would be like, what in the world? Why is there a belt buckle right in the middle of these two lines? It'd be like a tangent. So what we're actually going to do is we're actually going to put a belt buckle thing right up in here. We're going to put it right here where it's like there's really nothing in there, right? And if we did it right in there, it kind of would show a little bit more prominently than if we had it stuck on the tangent area. That's what I'm thinking about anyway. Now we have a little belt buckle. Now he can adjust the size of this Sower bag, which the Sower bag is going to be filled with these little seeds. We got a lot of them. These seeds will be continuously being planted. This thing is ridiculous, man. I don't even know. I kind of don't like this area right here. This area is very janky. It's jankified right there. I'm not gonna lie. That area is I actually feel like I should probably cut it down right there and then bring it over. So let's maybe restart that and see how we can restart that and see how we have that construction layer still underneath. Well, I can't basically erase that construction layer, so. Man, this thing looks janky. Oh, well, screw it. We're just gonna go with it. This dude. Well, maybe I should just go full bore and just make this like a camel hair cloak. I mean, we could do it that way, right? I mean, all you have to do is just like put a little like bloop, bloop, bloop. You know, like little hairs out of the cloak, you know. All right, let's continue. So from here, we're going to get into the belt, which is going to be 2 pieces of rope. And actually, this doesn't really look like rope right here. This actually, I should have gotten some reference right there. And let's actually look at some reference right now. And the thing is, I'm probably not going to erase that, but, you know, if you were on a longer illustration, you know, some art directors would probably be like, well, that doesn't look right. I want you to redo that 10 times. That's basically what the art directors do. So what they do, what is this thing called? I forgot. I know it has a specific name. It's like a rock. Oh, what's it called? It's called a rock. What is this thing called? Rock robe pin. Rock robe tied pin. Right? Is that what it's called? Darn, it's not. I don't know what that thing. Let's just look at robe pin. Okay, so it's like this thing, right? See this thing right here? And see how they like did that right there? Well, they just do it with a rock, but instead of this metal thing with the pin, they basically just do the rock and then they tie it around with things, with a rope. Yeah, I know it has a name. I forgot it though. Okay, let's begin. Let's get into the belt right here. The belt is going to be right here. And there's actually got that wrong right there. I guess we could just do it right there. There should be like the rope, you know how you tie it. Okay. Now this drawing is really weird. I don't even like this drawing, but oh well, we're just gonna try and finish it out. It looked cool like that, but sometimes that's the thing, is once we start building it up, I think it's just this head. Something crazy looking. This dude looks almost primal. Oh well. I mean, he's like, I'm kind of thinking like he has like a John the Baptist kind of vibe going. Just like living out in the wilderness, just, you know. Okay, so what are we doing right here? Okay, so we're getting right here, and then this is going to show us where this is the very important part. This is going to go down over the leg. And that's what's cool about drawing the robes, is because you don't have to draw the leg stuff as much. Man, you still hear Creative Fit, huh? You get to see my process of my thoughts of this very strange character right here. I mean, I guess it's not that strange, but he definitely looks. I mean, I feel like if you were to meet this guy in person, like, he'd probably scare most people. Especially with this like Amish. That dude's gnarly, bro. Like, look at that. This dude has like a full bore beard with no mustache. I mean, maybe I should just draw the mustache right there, but I've already drawn that lip right there. But all right, well, where are we at here? Let's put a little bit of like some embellishment of, like, he's patched this up a little bit, right? He's lived out on the streets and he knows the empathy of the homeless, you know. He's kind of like a homeless pastor, you should say, right? His congregation left him, and maybe he had to fend off in the wilderness and been just surviving out there, maybe, just. So this robe here could be maybe a little old. It could be a little worn. He only has one set of clothes, right? He's a man where he'd maybe go into the church and he'd probably maybe even get kicked out because he doesn't have the most dressed adornments, right? But he's devoted. He's devoted to the cause of planting the seeds of the gospel. I was drifting tonight. Like drifting like on your car? Like what are you talking about? Well, like please take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. I don't know. This stream is so long. I feel like I'm just like I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. So now what we'll do right here is we can actually maybe put a little Easter egg, right? A little Easter egg of the gospel. Let's put a cross up in here. What's in this bag, right? What's this man selling here, man? Like, he's not selling drugs, is he? Is he a? No, he's planting seeds of the gospel, man. All right. Okay, so let's get down in here. Let's get these sandals dealt with. Put some rope. We're going to try and use the similar size of this roping for the foot. Toenail. I don't know if that's the greatest sandal. Let's put some hair on his shin. Put some hair on some hobbit feet up in here, man. Hobbit feet, hobbit feet, hobbit feet. The hobbit feet. The hobbit feet. And see, these drawings can be very almost meditative at times, like we don't know what we're getting into. What sort of experiences has this character went through? I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Honestly, I'm going to be really honest. I just feel like the bike riding is just so more. I like the bike riding, man, because it's just so like engaging. Like it's engaging my mind, it's engaging the body, and this is kind of engaging just the mind and the hand. Okay, so let's erase some of this stuff now. We're also going to erase our thumbnail, and man, I just dirtied up the page, but it's okay. Okay, so we're going to actually erase this thumbnail now, so that's actually where we've gotten to. I actually don't know if I am going to do the bike on this character. How long has this stream been? Oh my goodness, it's almost been 4 hours. Actually, I kind of suspected that the stream was going to be. Wow, dude, that was Albert. I forgot his name. Albert Ray. Dude was gnar, dude. Gnar, dude. Straight gnarly, dude. Hitting the waves, dude. Hitting the waves, brother. We're hitting the waves. Yeah, the character's weird. Oh well. We tried. Oh, these characters get a little awkward. What in the world? People are watching this thing? Oh, they're not watching this, okay. It's always awkward when I open up my stream analytics. I try actually not to really look at the analytics so much, but it is weird when like people are watching me. Sometimes, like just a bunch. Like sometimes, like I don't know if people are watching me or something, so it's like there's not many people. I think it's just you and somebody else. I don't know, somebody. Where am I at? What are you talking about? Where am I at in the drawing? Oh, I'm at 2. Oh, you mean the people watching? 2 people. Were you at 3.5? Actually, I'm not sure. I'm not too sure. Man, this drawing is so weird. This guy is a strange character. Oh man, kind of awkward. Kind of awkward drawing these characters out sometimes, man. Okay, let's draw. What are we doing? Oh yeah, plant. We could do like a sword. Should we do a sword, like a leaf sword? Like he's becoming the paladin. He's becoming the leaf sword paladin. Let's do that. We're gonna change it up. We gotta have a little bit of fun in this. You know, that is the thing. The seed is the word of God, right? Or, no, the sword of the Spirit is the word of God. Yashna. We gotta draw a sword. Which I should probably do it like down there. The Duke. The Duke. I don't even know what we're watching, but... No, I actually did this sword the other day, didn't I? Oh well. That's the other thing, is if you start noticing, I start drawing very similar things many times. Like... The Duke. He is yachts. This is the story of the Paladin lore. Welcome, travelers, to Paladin training, where we can go out into the lands and spread the good news. We can equip the people with the sword of the Spirit, which is part of the armor of God, also known as the sword of the Spirit. I kind of just like it like that. That kind of just looks cool. Like, it's just like green, you know, it's just kind of like... Maybe we can embellish this a little bit further. We can look into the realms of the mysteries of God. The mysteries. Dude, sometimes I wonder how crazy would it be if pastors were just like streaming as much. I'm gonna be real. This is my own little opinion. I feel like pastors should be streaming, like, they should be like the gnarly streamers, bro. Like, like, how crazy would that be? Cultivating growth, bro. Your name is so funny, bro. Every time I see that, I just get pumped up. I'm like, yep, we're trying to cultivate some, we're trying to grow some things, man. Now, he is planting some seeds. I kind of forgot to... seeds out, right? This is a seed bag. We've entered into the realm of the stream where I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. It's so funny, like, I use all my energy in that Bible study that it's just like, I just feel like I've just, like, degressed in my vocabulary. And I don't know how people do like these really long streams, and they're just so like so gnarly with their audience, or just like always just so captivating with their audience. That's a skill in of itself, man. I just feel like I couldn't do that, man. I couldn't, like, I have trouble even just like replying to people. I mean, I guess not replying, but like just like talking even. You know, I can't imagine getting thousands and thousands of comments and stuff, just seeing if I would, you know, reply to them or something. Too easy to find you type Bible study. Really? There should be a lot of other people doing the Bible studies. I know, I like the green colored pencil. And actually, the only reason why I started using the green colored pencil is because I started doing like the leaves and stuff. And if I did it with the blue colored pencil, it just kind of doesn't really like look as it doesn't look as growery-y. What video? What are we watching? I need to be careful what I put on here. Let me see what we're watching up in here. Is this a BMX video? What is this? Oh, I guess it is a BMX video. Oh, it's Bobby Carter's BMX video. Okay, this is cool. Bobby Carter's really cool. This dude is a legend right here. He's a local in Hawaii, and he has actually helped me learn a lot of tricks. So shout outs to Bobby Carter. He's the Hawaii OG, bro. And this dude has done so much for the flatland scene. So yeah, check that dude out. That dude's a G. Bobby Carter. He's done so much for flatland, I think. Well, in terms of like, for me personally, like, as well, like, he's helped me out a lot. Great deal. Let's grow some plants, everybody. You know what I always found, like, I feel like every time like I see somebody like doing like a Bible study like at church, it just seems so awkward. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I don't know, man. Like, every time I don't know, I guess it depends on who's there, but like generally it just seems like people just don't want to be there. I don't know if that's just, and I've been to multiple churches too, it's just weird, but where just like people kind of are like a little hesitant on what to say, and I think it's because like they just don't want to mess up in front of people. I think that's the big one, because I would be awkward that way too, honestly. I'm gonna mess up. I don't want to say anything wrong. You were top 3 yesterday when I was looking. Oh, interesting. Huh. Man, I feel like everybody, dude, the Bible studies aren't even that hard. I mean, they're hard. They are challenging, but like, bro, I feel like so many people could be doing it. Like, I mean, it's not that hard to look up definitions, to look up commentaries. The hard part is how awkward it is. That's the true test right there, I think. That's what makes it awkward. I know you shouldn't even be watching. Yeah, dude, I'm sorry, bro, if I've been distracting you from anything, man. You do not got to be anybody watching these streams. You do not need to be watching these streams, bro. There's like there are probably millions of people streaming right now. I don't even know why anybody would be watching these things, honestly. It's crazy that people even watch these things. It's insane to me. I honestly don't know if I really offer that much insights into anything, really, but I try. I mean, that's the thing. We're trying, but you know what? We're gonna do a bike on here. This homie's gonna get a bike, man. I cannot. I know these things are so cheesy. I don't even care anymore. This guy is just a weird character right here. But This dude gonna have a bike, man. He gonna have a bike up in here, man. This homie gonna be riding a bike right here, man. Let's hook this homie up. We're hooking the homie up with a bicycle, man. Have not been going Wednesday nights. Honestly, man, I just wish the churches would just start using Twitch, man. A lot of churches use Discord. Or not Discord, Zoom. But the thing about Zoom is you can't just, random people just can't join in, right? And the thing about Twitch is you just random people can watch. Anybody can watch, honestly. But that's why people don't, that's probably why people don't want to do it like that, right? I need to erase this, by the way. I mean, not erase, but I need to sharpen this. I need to get like a razor or something. It's like... Yeah, but it's hard because Twitch be crazy. I know, that's the thing, huh? Yeah, it's probably pretty controversial, right? I mean, I ain't even lie. It's, Twitch is almost, I mean, here's the other thing about Twitch. There's straight up almost like, I mean, I don't want to say full-blown prostitution, but like straight up like, you know, people... There's some wild things up on here, man, like, you know, so. But the thing is, you know, Jesus handing out tax collectors and prostitutes and stuff like that. You know, who knows? Maybe they need to be saved as well, right? How funny would it be, like, dude? That'd be hilarious. That would just be like, I wonder if any pastors do that. Like, they're just like, all right, let's go try and save the prostitutes out there, and we're gonna go to the brothels or something like that. You know, I don't know what they'd call them nowadays, but I'm never to think about that. But now I know, please take that with a grain of salt. But I have heard something about, you know, the Lord hanging out with prostitutes and tax collectors, right? Ultimately to save them, right? Now I'm wondering, like, how did Jesus really do that? How did he go about doing that? Like, were like people like angry at him? Like they were just like, no, get out of here. Like, you don't belong here. Or was he kind of more like, just, I don't know, like I'm curious about his demeanor, right? Like, was he like whipping him? Like, it doesn't seem like he was doing that or something, but there's just a random bike in this drawing. It's just so funny. That's just hilarious, man. Like, what's behind this man? What's behind this strange homeless man right here? Is that a bicycle? What's going on here? Like, it's funny. Man, if I could, dude, I would just be giving bikes to everybody. I wish I was at that level. You know, like you just see somebody, but hey, man, you want a bike, dude? Dude, come around on the back, man. I'll give you a bike over here, man. Like, you know, I wish I was at that level, but I know bikes are really expensive. That's the thing. But if I was at that level, I would do that. According to most cultural Christians, he was making sure they were Republican first. Yeah, I mean, that's the other weird thing. There's a lot of strangeness about the scope of politics within that a whole bunch of stuff, right? By the way, the other thing is, I'm going to be really honest. I don't trust any side. I'm not on any side of the fence, bro. Because here's the thing, if you really look deep down into the realms of what either side, any side, honestly, it's generally just about money, right? That's my own opinion, though, but that's what I think. Basically, honestly, maybe it might even be whatever side has the most money is probably the one that wins, honestly. I don't know if that's actually the case, but... My dude Cody was giving tents out. Now here's the thing about like the homeless believers and stuff. Sometimes they take advantage of you, so you got to be careful of that. Like, I'm being really honest, bro. A lot of people... the thing is, sometimes when I help out the homeless man, I go like, hey man, what verses do you remember? You know, it's like... Because sometimes, like, bro, you know, I know we're called to help a lot of people out and stuff like that, but also, if you look into the least of these, I've actually done some Bible studies on the least of these, and they say it's actually to believers. It's actually not just to anybody, right? Specifically, well, that's what some of the commentaries went into. You guys gonna have his cable over here. Man, Bobby Carter's a G, dude. Man, I miss all the chrome. Dude, if I could... Man, the all-chrome bikes look so clean, dude. I miss that. I feel like everybody just runs like a... Man, the all-chrome bikes look so... Like, they just stand out, dude. Like, even if you look at that little thumbnail, like... Dude, that, like, chrome, bro. That chrome's gnarly. I want to get more chrome parts. Chrome. Oh, look, he's doing the locomotive. He doesn't really talk about how he really does it, though. He also is doing it the opposite of me. But he did do it right there. I don't really know. I actually think I might not even like go into the bike. I think I might just like leave it like this. Kind of just like have it like that. Kind of just like show that there is like a like what is that in the background? Is that a bike? Like what is that? What does this dude have? Yeah, I kind of like that. Just like it's all fainted in the background, kind of like. Oh, I forgot, like, we could do this one, too. I was doing this. Since we have it kind of like that. I remember that I would do the shield. God gospel. These characters are fun, man. The thing is, they just take a long time. You messed up your bike? Are you talking about like in real life, or are you talking about your drawing of the bike? Drawing bikes is actually hard. I mean, the thing is, like, I think it's the perspective element. Especially if you put it into perspective, it gets very challenging. Oh, okay, I see, yeah. Yeah, bikes are hard to draw. If you can tell, that's actually why I draw them like this. I generally draw them either this way or this way. And it's like, and it's super easy. It's way easier if you draw it that way. But okay, I'm going to erase this thumbnail. We're going to put some Bible verses right there. I'm going to put some Bible verses right there. But here's this thumbnail now. See, let's see if I can erase this green colored pencil. I don't think I can. Actually, I know I can't really erase it, but I mean, you can kind of erase it, but like it just stays, man. Look at that. I'm like really trying to erase that thing. I guess you can kind of erase it, but like I guess you can erase it kind of, but it's always there. Like there's a part of it where it's just like you cannot like get rid of it. I think we're going to do the combo that I did earlier. We're going to write Matthew 6:33, Matthew 13. Yeah, let's actually, I'm going to do a long combo up in here. Let's see if I can just write it all in here. Where's that stick that I had? Darn, where is it? It's not a straight edge. I'm gonna use this as a straight edge. Okay. Hopefully we can write all the verses up in there. Okay, so let's... Where's my Bible at? Okay, we're going to Matthew 6:33. But seek first the kingdom of God. Yeah, I've been listening to this a lot, huh? Let's change it. Go up in here. What we finna got up in here, man? God created. I love this song. You know, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. See, how did you know? Listen, listen. I don't even know what they're talking about. Ball in. Ola chaan, mire mi man, to manage jan, to the manage jan, do the reason. Praise Jehovah. He said praise Jehovah in there somewhere. But seek first the kingdom of God. Okay, Matthew 6:33. To the Mexican, Buddha Pisan. Eternal John. And his righteousness. Did he say paladin? I always think he says paladin right there. Okay, so we got that one. Now we're doing Matthew 13:24. We finna bring a combo up in here, man. He put another parallel for them. All praises to the Most High. I love that song, man. I don't even know what they're saying. I know they're saying something about the Bible, though. Because he starts off with a Bible verse, and then he talks about Jehovah, and like this is a gnarly, like, Rasta song, man, or like a reggae song. Parable before them. Man, it's actually crazy. I actually don't listen to many songs with lyrics in it, but I know this song specifically does not have a copyright. Heaven, May. Dude, look at all these tricks, bro. There are so many tricks in Flatland, dude. Like, and the thing is, this dude makes them look really easy. But these tricks are hard, man. That is like months and months and months for every single one of these. This dude put months of work into all these tricks. It's crazy. Like, people just think it's like easy, but it's like, man, I know, dude. Maybe it's just easy for some people, but some of these tricks I've tried, man, and they're hard. They're hard, dude. I've given up on a lot of them. Maybe compared.
I was always riding like BMX bikes, jumping curbs and stuff. But I guess when I really started learning stuff is when that movie ride came out, and then seeing like commercials and stuff with people
Kind of want to just watch that video now. Oh well, we'll just listen to this.
doing tricks.
Compared.
Just got into it that way. And then my dad met Jeff Cotter and Ron McCoy, and those guys were already at local moments and introduced me to them. And that's when I really started learning stuff, hanging out with people that were better than I was.
He sowed good seed in this field.
Been riding in Long Beach, but I'm not sure. I've been living in Long Beach too long, man. It's just wild. Just been living in that area for so long. Most of the time I ride by myself. I mean, Ed Nesto moved down by the house, so like I see him every now and again, right? You know? And then every now and again I might ride with stuff on Sarah, or that's it pretty much. There's Eric Stefano, but not a whole lot. You know, most of the time it's
Luke 8:11.
I always kept to myself growing up, so I never really hung out with too many people. There was no particular reason why I ride, except for I like the fact that I like to ride, you know? And that's pretty much it. Just liking to ride, like spending time alone.
Nice, dude. I'm sorry, bro, if I distract any of you guys. That's not my intention here. I apologize, man, if I distracted you at all. You guys don't even be watching this thing, man. I'm just using Twitch as basically this unlimited external hard drive, but also we can, I guess, shine the light as well, right? Now the parable of this suit is the word of God. Boom. There we go, everybody. We're done. Actually, I might draw the bike more, so. We have homeless bikeman. You're not homeless. This dude's just a gnarly dude. Gnarly individual. You reminded me hadn't made my Wednesday Bible study for a few weeks. Oh, interesting. Okay. Man, dude, Bobby Carr is a G, man. That dude knows. By the way, the other thing is this dude right here that has. This is a very, very old video, by the way. This dude knows so much about bikes, bro. He knows so much about bikes. It's insane. Like, he knows so much flatland lore and just like, and he's still riding to this day. Like, this dude right here is still. I think this dude's still doing NBDs, bro. It's crazy. He actually, another lore fact about Bobby Carter, this guy right here, he actually runs 2 front brakes, bro. It's so crazy. I'm like, what in the world, bro? Like, it's like running a dual lever front brake setup. It's so weird. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know if I'm going to draw the bike in. I kind of just want to like do it like that. I kind of just like how there is a bike in there and you're just kind of like, what is that thing? Oh, it's a bike. Okay. And what? But let's like honor it to the Lord. I'm going to put a little cross up in here. Trying to acknowledge God in all my ways.
See for yourself. Start your free.
Now I used to do this like God gospel thing right there, but I think I'm just gonna do it like that. I guess maybe because I think if I did do that, I kind of want to draw that bike in right there. Maybe I guess maybe I can't do that all. And I do kind of want to draw like just a little field right here. Well, maybe I shouldn't do. Little plants growing in the field. We're cultivating the crops. Cultivate the crops, everybody. Let's cultivate for the Lord. Cultivation. Now, what is cultivation? Cultivation is the planting of something that is not, I think it's meant to be planted, or actually, I think it just means to grow. Something like that. Like we're playing a game right here, everybody. This is the Bible Adventure the Bible Adventure RPG game right here, man. Bible BMX Adventures. Funny. Okay. Do one more seat up in here. And I think we're done. This one's taking way too long. This is why, like, I don't draw these characters that much, is because, man, they take a long time. Which I could be putting this energy into bike riding, but oh well. Put our signature in here. Put our signature right by the bicycle. I think we'll put her. Okay, we're almost done. We're about finished here, everybody. So, part of me wants to ink it out, but inking frustrates me. I ain't even lying. Shout out to any inkers out there, man. You guys are crazy. Because, like, if you see some of the YouTube videos, they're just like, oh, yeah, and inking is really relaxing. I'm just like, what in the world are you guys talking about? I feel like every time I ink, I'm just, like, not relaxed. I'm just, like, just stressing out. Okay, let's take this thumbnail. Get some tape up in here. Tape that. Do 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 do. Just tape this like this, just to hold this in place. Let's take this off. Boop. Let's get a thumbnail now, everybody. And we're going to call it a day. Look at this weird individual right here. This guy is a weird character right here, man. He's a strange individual, man. Strange individual. That is hilarious, man. A bicycle in there? What in the heck? What's he using that bike for? We're going out into the lands, everybody, to use the bicycle to help make disciples of all nations. It's a tool for planting seeds of the cultivation. Okay, let's see here. We're gonna get the pencil out. Let's use the green colored pencil. So this is going to be the thumbnail. Actually, maybe I'll do like, yeah, like that. That is the thumbnail, everybody. And I appreciate anybody for tuning in. And we're going to call it the end of the stream. And thank you. We got the combo up here in here. We got Matthew 6:33. But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. Matthew 13:24, he put another parable before them, saying the kingdom of heaven may be compared to a man who sowed good seed in his field. Luke 8:11, now the parable is this: the seed is the word of God. Now I know it's kind of strange that there's a sword right here, but the thing is, if you go into Ephesians 6, in Ephesians 6, it's the sword of the Spirit is the word of God. And anyway, everybody, and that is the end of the stream. Blessings to you guys, and I hope you guys continue to try your best and have fun. And yeah, let's continue to seek first the kingdom of God. Farewell, everybody. Farewell. Peace out. Bikes are fun. See you, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I'm out of here.